probably since year 7 or 8, however long that would be, like 8, 9 years or something like that.
That's such a long
time. A long time. Very different music, but it was still kind of producing. Like, I wasn't doing properly producing, but I was, in a sense. Me and BMG were in a band at the time, so a lot of it was more like rock type stuff.
We used to be in a band back in year 8 with people in our school. We used to be like the school band, and we used to like play an assembly and stuff like that. But no, we used to play other gigs, and we had a few other gigs, but that was kind of how me and Max first met. For me, it was more like looking over Max's shoulder when we were in the studio and just kind of understanding it. But once I kind of like understood like the musicality behind it and understood what went where, it was kind of like, oh, this kind of makes sense now, right? I'm starting to get a bit more interested.
Yeah.
The more you know, the more you find out that there is to know, if you know what I mean. For me, it's kind of like that hunger to know more. You can always do better.
Yeah. And if you practice, I feel like it just becomes like second nature almost.
I didn't like have an aim to be like, I'm going to start producing. It was like, how do we put this song into a computer, basically? And then
so it's more like the technicalities of it.
Yeah, at first it was just like, I want to listen to this song without having the whole band there. So yeah, and then from there, obviously, as my music interest changed and I started listening to like a load more grime, hip hop, all of that stuff, then I realized, oh, sick, you can make beats as well. And there's like, it's limitless what you can do with it. So from then I was just hooked. Of course, like, it was a steep learning curve at first because I blagged the interview. They were like, you have to be grade 5 theory. I was like, yeah, I'm grade 5 theory. So I had to learn like theory, which is something I've never done before, and that has helped loads actually. Just knowing the theory behind it gives me so many more tools to use, like knowing the functions and chords and yeah, opportunity-wise, it hasn't really been popping. But again, that's COVID.
So you're saying that you learned more about like maybe the history and the theories of like music, maybe?
Yeah.
Rather than the practical side of things, which you already had experience before.
Yeah, it was like that.
For me, at the moment, it's like I'm kind of just understanding like different pathways in the industry and like kind of just pick and choosing. Like that's good about it. But in terms of like opportunities, I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. Like the stuff that I've been presented with so far, I'm not too sure that I want to kind of go down those alleys. But in terms of like technical knowledge, like Max said, I've learned a lot, definitely.
Your course, Luke, goes hand in hand with music production, I guess. That means you would probably know a little bit more of the scientific side of it, I guess.
When they first introduced the subject to us in first year, they were like, we're going to ruin sound for you. Like, nothing is ever going to sound good to you ever again, because you're just going to sit there.
That's what you want to hear on your first day.
Literally, I was like, oh, brilliant. And like, it's so true. Like, I'm in my 3rd year and I sit there and watch TV and I'm like, oh, that noise was too loud. That noise was too loud. That's too quiet. That could be a little bit. I'm like, oh, God, I've ruined it for me, like, a little bit. I've always kind of had an interest in Bristol. I was like, because I like the music scene and I like the kind of music that came out of it. Like maybe towards the earlier stages of my uni kind of experience, I was kind of more into like my dance music and stuff like that. So I got a place at Max's uni as well, at Ravensbourne. But
really?
And so I got offered a place there, and then I got offered a place at UE as well. But I kind of just wanted to get away from Brighton. So I was just, you know what, I'm just going to move away. Cultural aspect of it, like Bristol, definitely. Well, like if you say Bristol to someone, all they think of is just like going out raving and like the music culture and all of that, really.
Yeah, and you're around inspiration, obviously, from Bristol being such a music culture.
Yeah, I definitely was just gassed to go to London. It's basically the media hub of the UK anyway. So I was like, if there's one place I'm going to get somewhere in this field, it's probably London.
I grew up listening to, like, it might come as a surprise, but like my dad brought me up on like punk music and heavy metal music, so I kind of started listening to that, and then that was kind of where my interest in like the drums and that came from. And then it kind of got to a stage, I think I remember us enjoying UK hip hop, like when I first like started chilling with Max and we like got into UK hip hop. But there's a point in time where I genuinely can't remember what music I listened to. It was like it just all went a bit blank. But I remember UK hip hop. We used to literally adore it. Like we used to listen to it day in day out. Like so, like when we first started rapping, that was what we or producing. And no, I like a lot of like Caribbean influenced music as well, like Jamaican and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of influence from like those cultures that people just don't really realise, like the amount of inspiration that is taken from West Indian and like Caribbean music and it's put into
and like Caribbean music has that beat where it's like fun when you listen to it. It makes you want to like dance and
yeah, exactly, yeah.
My main playlist is called Red Wine, and it's filled with just 60s and 70s soul, funk, rock music.
It surprises me that that is your sort of influence, and because that's completely different to what your music is.
I mean, I think there's only so far you can listen to people like shouting at you over a tune. Do you know what I mean? Like rapping can get intense after a while, and I just think let's slow it down. I want to hear someone sing and just relax. Successful to me would be I want to listen to the tune as a tune, and like a lot of my old tunes I would never listen to. I like them if someone else put them on, but I wouldn't bang my own tunes. So some of the new ones I actually do, and to me that's happy.
Successful comes in like obviously different terms. Whatever you think is successful to you.
The first tune I put out was Rude Boy of my own. Like it was kind of the turning point for me of just being like, right, I've had enough dilly dallying. Like I need to actually put out some music and put myself out there, sort of thing. Played it back to Cutler. I remember playing it to Callum, and he was like, mate, let's wrap a video up for this one. I still listen to the beat now, and I'm like, yeah, like this slaps. Like I still listen to the tune, like this one slaps. And I made the video, and like the video, I really enjoyed the video. And then like even like the artwork, like just the finite details, I was like, I just want to make this one special.
Was that quite a long process?
The process was long because I've never done it before. But like, compared to like another project, say that like I have worked on, it wasn't too bad. It was because it
quite natural how it came together, isn't it?
Yeah, it was just natural. Like it just fell into place because I enjoyed every part of the process. None of it felt like a chore. Probably playing live shows, to be fair. Like, well, that's the funnest, I reckon. But like funniest, like we've had some funny times in the studio, I guess. Like that's like we make really good jokes, but like
I love going shows, innit? We always have a good time. Like on the way to shows, arriving at the place, especially when it's like a new town or whatever, and then just trying to not get too smashed before our set.
Yeah. me trying to stop Max from like, okay, Max, but no, let's hold the beers now.
You're the sensible one then.
Drinks out my hand.
I try to be.
That funny little festival we played, like Piddlesworth Festival, or whatever it was. And they're like, okay, cool. So we've got you a couple bottles of rum, like you asked as your rider. I was like, cool, sorted. You're playing at like 9 or whatever it was. I was like, okay, cool, that's not too much time. Couple drinks, I'll be fine. Jump on stage and I can get lit. And they're like, no, actually, we're going to chuck you on at 12 or whatever it was. And we're like, okay, that's good. But it gives me like four more hours to kill. And I've got this bottle of rum. And yeah, I just remember it going so down.
Did you drink it?
Just smashed it down. We were about to go on stage. I was like, oh my God, I forgot we were at a show. Working on a Law Spot album, actually, mixtape, which is like will be a compilation of all the artists we have and collaborations with other artists. Loads of producers on there, loads of sick producers. I'm mad excited for that. So we're just getting all the videos strapped up and ready. Hopefully gonna drop that in summertime. Yeah, I've got a solo LP that I've been working on for 3 years and it's finally done. And that's with a guy called Offset.
3 years? What? Explain what this is.
There's 10 tunes. Started making it 3 years ago, but honestly, when you tell yourself you're gonna make an album, it'll be done in a year. Like it just takes so long, and that's coming out on Yogo Cop Records, and that's coming out on the 28th of May.
Okay.
That's actually scheduled now, so that's like in the works.
At the moment, when I've got uni work on, like if I'm not focusing on uni work, I'll just mess up my uni work. So like I need to get this out of the way, and then once it's all over, I've been saying to Max so much, like I can't wait to get cracking in summer and just be music. Like I haven't been like it hasn't been for me yet, but all I can think about is music. It's been like, do a bit of music, but there's always that uni work in the back of your mind. Once it's over,
you'll have your freedom soon, and then you can work on whatever you want, and then you'll have like the contacts from like Brighton and everything like that as well. So it'd be easier for you to do it after uni in general.
Especially when I'm living with Max as well. Like once we're living together, we'll literally just be in the studio every single night, just making music and just like working on a record label and stuff like that.
Yeah, cool.
It is pretty much Max's like vision and everything. Like we'd always done music together, and like I was always happy to be a part of it. From whenever I started rapping, like I started rapping with Max and Maczee, and like it was always us. Like it was never like I started on my own. In fact, we all kind of started as a collective. And like I remember one time we were like, we all found out that we'd all been kind of writing lyrics behind closed doors, and we were just like, oh, should we just, like, Max has got a mic, should we just go to his house? And we recorded this song and uploaded it onto SoundCloud the same day. And we listened back to it like a few years later, and oh my God, like it actually like hurts my stomach to even think about it. Like
have you taken it down?
Yes.
Oh.
I feel like everyone's law spot, like all our mates who've been there from day one have backed it just as much as I have, shared it just as much as I have, and like we've always been so tight as a group. I've always felt like it's a little bit deeper than just a label.
It's really nice that you've had that support from your peers.
Yeah, 100%.
In the summer we had like every like 2 or 3 weeks there was something coming out, but now it's kind of slowed down, maybe like once every like 1 or 2 months. But once I'm out of uni and stuff, or once it's summer again and people have got stuff to record, then I think it'll pick back up to like monthly, 3 weeks, every kind of like every 2 to 3 weeks kind of thing.
Yeah. Everything's slowed down and we're just getting by.
When we get to that stage of being able to like work with your best mates and make money off it and doing something that you love, like that's the dream really. I don't really care in terms of like if we're the top or bottom. It's just like if we can get to a certain point where it's like we can earn off of it, like I'll be happy really. Like I don't really care if it's got to be like a side grind or whatever, like as long as it's there, like earning money, doing what I love, I'll be happy.
That's good. That's like really, that's great, because you want everyone to be happy and like work with your friends as well. Like you said, that is literally the dream.
Start ASAP. So many years I spent dilly-dallying, just like, shall I do it? Shall I not do it? Shall I do it? And like looking back at it now, I'm like, I should have been releasing tunes like 3 or 4 years earlier.
Don't like be intimidated by the software at all. It's mad easy. You know, jump on it. Just jump straight on it. Like you were saying, Swosha, chuck up a couple YouTube videos, sit down and jump. If you haven't got money, grab GarageBand instead of Logic, because it's pretty much the same layout, and just do it. You never know until you try. So just smash it.
I think we surprise ourselves that, you know, we can actually pick up things really quickly. It's just that mentality and practicing. Like you have to make mistakes to be better at it, and then know for next time you're not going to do that again. It's all a learning process.
Yeah, brought it back for a set, but I lost it. More debt, more accomplished. More or less in our prime, but life's on the longness. I made an album, but I can't drop it. I doubt it, but I'm still on it. Voice broke, but I still sung it. Maybe you don't, but I still want it. Ask anyone close to me.
So thank you so much for talking to BMBC and myself. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I wish you all the best of luck in the future as well.
And yourself.
Thank you. And thank you to everyone for watching BMBC. If you like this video, please give a like and a subscribe to BUAMAG on YouTube. Stay tuned for more content coming soon on BUAMAG.com.
Change the postcode.